I wanted to show us a quick walkthrough Canvas and also through MyLab's Math for those of us who are still having trouble navigating. Hopefully all of us have been able to log through ACES. It does look like everyone's been able to access the course, which is wonderful. I do apologize for the delay on this video. For our course, once you get into Canvas, you'll be looking for our Canvas shell, either 1314.126 or 1314.152. Both sections are very similar. 152 has some more homework assignments in it attached to the lab that they have in their course that 126 does not have. So let's look through 1314.126. When we get into our Canvas page, our home page is always going to be associated with which week we're in. I've yet to post week 2, but I will shortly. It will have our weekly goals. It'll have what I intend for you to be able to do as a student after this week is over, and then a to-do list to help you complete the assignments that are due that week. So review the course documents that I've posted in files to help you answer the orientation questionnaire email that you would send me through the inbox. Please do send all your messages through the inbox in Canvas. I'll be sending all of my messages through Canvas for you. Then to complete your MyLab Math information, you need your MyLab Math link and module in Canvas to go to your textbook, your animation videos that are associated with the sections that we're covering. And once you've done those things, to be able to go to the Assignments tab in MyLab Math to complete section 2.2 and 2.3 homework. And then just in case we're still not sure what we need to do this week, every week we'll have a table that has which assignments are due that week, what the objectives they're intended to meet are for us, where we are supposed to be completing those assignments. For us, it's always going to either be Canvas assignments for our biosig items, or either MyLab Math assignments or MyLab Math quizzes and tests for the tests that we have to complete in here. In addition to that, we'll always have the due dates so that you know what needs to be completed, when it needs to be completed by, and where it is that I'm expecting you to complete that assignment. If we go back to the top of our Canvas page and go into modules, at the top of our modules page will always be our MyLab Math resources. So we can select our MyLab Math Pearson e-textbook. This will load in a new window, so please be sure to always enable your pop-ups through Canvas. The textbook does take a long time to load sometimes, so please be patient. Once the textbook does open, we are able to navigate through the textbook depending on which section it is that we're trying to look at. Like I said, it does take a while sometimes to open. He's trying. Over here is where we're going to go to new sections for that textbook once it does open. So for example, if we don't want to look through chapter 1, we want to only look at chapter 2 and only section 2.2, for example, we can ask it to take us directly there, and then we can scroll through that section as needed for that particular piece of information. If we go back into modules and we select Multimedia Library, again this opens in a new window. We can search through whichever chapter we feel like, whichever section we would like. I tend to like to see everything, so I say select all, because I want to know what's available to me in the textbook for my resources online. And when we select section 2.2, we see that there are some animations, some guided visualizations, a full lecture video. This video is also broken down by objective, so you don't have to watch the complete video. If you've looked at the textbook or the homework and you're seeing that you only need help with, say, objective number 4, the vertical line test, you can go directly to objective 4 to see only what video is associated with that particular objective. You can watch a test prep video, or it can also take you to the textbook here through your multimedia library search. Once you've gone through that information, you can go back to your modules and select homework. Again, opens in a new window. And here you can attempt any of the assignments that are currently available. I like to open my assignments in batches, so not just by the week, but by the full section of homework that we have associated with each test. Sometimes there's a bit of a lag on my end, but I try and always release them like this so that you can work ahead if you would like to. You're always welcome to do that. I never want y'all to get behind, and I know that we all work at different paces, so I like to have those all available to us. The due dates are posted here as well. If a due date has passed and you still are not done with a particular assignment, or you want to go back and fix some of the problems that you answered incorrectly, you may still access these homework assignments after the due date. There is a final due date, which is usually the due date of the test that these assignments are associated with. If you go back in and work on something, there is a 15% penalty on any items that you work after the due date. Not the full assignment, but only on the items you work on after the due date. When you enter the homework assignment, you can select any question. If you want to start at question 1 and navigate through all the way to the end of 13, if you want to start at 13, navigate away, up to you. So let's say we go into question 1. It should open your homework assignment. They are trying to make this compatible with devices like iPads, phones, that sort of thing. I don't think it's quite as compatible with cell phones as it would like to be. So if you're having trouble, please do attempt to work on a computer to do the assignments. Sometimes it's a compatibility issue. If you're working on an assignment and you're having trouble understanding what you're supposed to be doing, there are learning aids in the homework. You can select question help, and it will show help me solve this, which helps you complete that problem, walks you sort of step by step through. View an example, again, an example of a similar kind of problem. If there's a video showing how to do these types of problems, it will enable you to access that video here. Or if not, it'll take you directly to the textbook if you ask it to, again, where it talks about problems of this type. If you're doing those things and still not quite sure what to do, you can also send me an email by selecting Ask My Instructor. When you send me an email, it sends me your name as well as a link to the question that you're asking about, so you do not have to copy this information into your question. If you could say what specifically you're having trouble with on this question, though, that would help me when I'm responding to you to know that I'm hopefully getting to whatever the issue is for you, rather than answering some questions that maybe you're already okay on, but it's another item instead. If you're not even able to express that, that's okay. If you just say help, I'm more than willing to help, and I'll send back what I can to see if we can't help you get to that particular question. Again, if we go back to modules, at the top will always be our MyLab Math resources. If you continue to scroll down, you will see that you have a week 1 module. Every week, any pages I post for that week will be posted under that week's module. If there are biosig assignments open that week, you can complete them here by linking through the module for that week. There's always a weekly discussion posted. You can access that again through modules of whichever week we're talking about. And every week, if there are PowerPoints available for the sections that we are covering, I will post those here. They used to be available in the multimedia library, and I noticed the other day that they're not available with this textbook in the multimedia library. So I'm posting them here for you guys. These PowerPoints were developed by the publisher, not myself, but I still feel like they're a good resource for students who are just wanting to look through some more extra information. Once a week's module is open, it always stays open. Even if items in there become past due, the module itself and the information it contained will still be available for you to view. The same thing with pages. Every week we have a new home page. If you want to scroll back to your old home pages, you can select View All Pages to do so. If you go into assignments to complete something, none of your MyLab Math assignments are going to be able to be accessed for completion through assignments. So if you select one of these things, it's not going to take you to the assignment in MyLab Math. These are here as placeholders for your gradebook because I calculate your grades in Canvas. The only thing you can access to complete here are the biosig assignments if you want to, but those can also be accessed through your module for the week. All of your grades are going to be posted here in in Canvas, not in MyLab Math. If you look in your gradebook at MyLab Math, it will start to differ from your gradebook here in Canvas. Canvas is the place to go to figure out what your grades are supposed to be. This is where the weighting is set up properly. It is not set up properly in MyLab Math. So anytime you ask me about my grades, I'm going to direct you to view grades in Canvas so that you can see what your current average looks like. Any files I post will be here available under Files. So the orientation, schedule, syllabus, all of those PowerPoints again, available here under Files. Our weekly discussions, if you don't want to access them through the weekly module, that is fine. You can access them here in Discussions. And you can access free online tutoring through BrainFuse here, through this link. There's information and it shows you where you can launch BrainFuse. I believe we have extra time available to students, but don't quote me on that. I'd have to check. So please let me know if you go over this maximum of 300 and want more time. I'll see what I can do for you, okay? Hopefully that has helped you, and please let me know if you have any other questions. I'm happy to help. It is my job and it is my goal to help us all get through 13-14 as smoothly as possible. So please do use me as a resource if you're having any trouble with items, with the material, with how to get the software to work properly. Please just let me know what I can do. Thank you so much and have a great day.